What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode. So, I asked on my Instagram story, what do you guys want to see at Epic Universe from me? And a lot of you know that I am not a spooky guy. I am not a HHN kind of guy. I'm not a Halloween Horror Nights guy. It's just not horror is not my vibe. But a lot of you guys, because you know that, asked if you could see me in Dark Universe, and you wanted to see more of Dark Universe in general. So today's video is going to be me exploring Dark Universe, seeing everything that it has to offer. I'm not going to lie, I've done mostly everything that you can do there, but I'm ready to show you guys what I've learned and how I've experienced it. And what I've not done there is eaten any of the food. So I'm definitely going to go get some food, maybe interact with some of the characters. You know, we'll see. I'm going in this is like a rookie's guide to Dark Universe. Someone who's never seen any of the original Universal Monsters movies. I am not going to pretend like I know everything that I'm talking about in here, because I don't. It's just not my typical cup of tea, but you guys wanted to see it. So let's head through the portal. It's time to go to Dark U. We are here for one of the last preview days, so it is technically still in tech rehearsal, but I will say, okay, this portal is one of my favorite portals here at Epic Universe. The theming is incredible. I love the lightning, and it definitely transports you as you walk through. Dark Universe is home to the village of Darkmoor, where there are tons of Universal original monsters. Some of those characters actually do spend their time walking around Darkmoor. This is their home, they're residents of this place. All of the team members that work here are residents of Darkmoor as well. And the theming is fantastic. So I'm here during the daytime. I'm gonna come back and show you guys a little bit more at dusk. The park does close at 8 o'clock tonight, and the sun sets at 8:11, so we won't be able to do all of it, but yeah, I think it's very cool. Again, I am not one who always understands the lore behind some of this, and I don't know some of the Easter eggs and some of the little things like I would in something like Ministry of Magic or in Isle of Berk or even Super Nintendo. But it is a pleasant experience nonetheless. Hello there, how are you? It's great to see you. Again, I know that's the Invisible Man. Do I know anything really about him? I do not. I do know that one of my coworkers has a massive crush on him, so, which is funny because I don't know that you ever see his face. Okay, so out the gate, we're gonna hop into a queue to meet Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster. Fun fact, this is something that I have learned in my exploration of Dark Universe. I always referred to the big green dude as Frankenstein. I have learned that is actually not Frankenstein. He was created by Frankenstein, which is why his technical name is Frankenstein's monster. Constantly learning. It's very nice to meet both of you.
My friend carries stick.
Oh, this is a wand. It's from another world.
That looks dangerous.
It's not dangerous, I promise. But I will say, he's friends with Igor.
Why?
I said no such thing. He just wanted me to find a nice pair of legs, so I was looking around seeing if I can
These
report
are
back.
my legs. Get your own legs.
Well, yeah, I do need these
Careful, do not take your legs.
Okay, I'll watch out for you.
You watch. No take legs from friend not nice.
That would not be nice.
Are you guys having a good day?
It's strange weather we're having.
Oh yeah, bright and sunny.
Like
Yeah.
the sun.
Me either.
That's why you have protection. Keep brain safe. You protect brain as well.
I do. Yes.
We-
We don't have to get new brain.
Yes, it can burn, we've heard.
We were getting ready to go to the manor. Should we be concerned?
Do not go to the manor.
Oh no.
I
It's
come from the
dangerous.
manor.
Yeah.
Yes,
Victoria made me a manor.
she made you. That is not your home.
No, Darkmoor is mine. Where is your home?
Texas.
Texas. Close to Darkmoor.
You have to take like maybe a portal to get there or two.
It's a long journey. Long journey.
Yes.
Very long journey. Very long journey.
There are many
Tex-
ones.
That was a lot of fun. So I'm here with a couple of friends, and it was fun just getting to watch like them interact with Bride and with Frankenstein Monster, because they just like, they're not typical people who would just like go meet characters. So I always just enjoy watching that unfold. And I personally don't necessarily know what to say to them either. So it's just fun. But I like, so cool. Like that character interaction is fantastic, and the photos that come from it are a lot of fun as well. So if you're here in Darkmoor, I would definitely recommend standing in the queue. It's kind of hidden, it's not well marked. So when you first walk into Darkmoor, on your left-hand side, there's going to be a shop with a lot of merchandise in it. If you go past that shop, stay to the left, you're gonna see some restrooms. The queue is like just in front of the restrooms. So definitely keep your eye out for that. I am actually pretty hungry, and I have not eaten any of the food here in Darkmoor before. I've had a couple of the drinks over at the Burning Blade Tavern, but we're gonna go into Das Steakhouse and try some of the food that they have there. I'm intrigued. I've heard there's some spicy options. I have walked through before, and there are definitely some creepy vibes inside, so let's go check it out. Alright, so we just walked into Das Steakhouse. So a lot of the restaurants here at Epic Universe are set up for mobile order. That's where you're gonna have the most success. So you can find a table, have a seat, scan the QR code, and then order at your table. But they do have the ability to order at a walk-up window as well. Just so much easier for them to be able to bring that food to your table. But obviously not everybody's equipped to be able to handle that technology. So it's nice that they have the option for both. Alright, coming around the corner here, and there he out is Count Dracula himself. Look at those eyes. It's giving Edward Cullen. Here's a look at the menu. I have had friends try the Das Burger. They said it was pretty tasty. The blood orange chicken sandwich sounds intriguing. I just asked one of the team members, and they told me to go with the bits and pieces. It's seared and glazed mushroom brisket meatloaf with charred green onion mashed potatoes, roasted baby carrots, acorn squash, and crispy maitake mushrooms. I also got the red velvet death. The Lobotica also sounds intriguing. I've seen that, and the looks like a brain. So all of this stuff is definitely not, Nick coded, but I'm excited to try it nonetheless. Okay, so I just finished processing my order. Now I'm gonna hit I've arrived, prepare my order. It's gonna take you to this screen where you will enter your table number. It should bring up a camera, which should just scan the barcode. It is a little dark in here, so it could take a second. It's table 242, hit submit, and then they will bring your order to you, which is, in my opinion, the best way to do quick service. So I know the lighting in here is not the best, but we're just dining with some vampires that have been staked over here. Very interesting. And let me show you something else. And behind me, on my seat, is a bat. This is going to be so fun for guests during the Halloween season. I feel like this is going to be thriving. There's also a lot of portraits, and I don't want to be disruptive to other people eating, so I might not be able to show you guys everything. I'll try my best to show you some of it, but there's some portraits kind of all around the restaurant that look very cool too. Everything in here is very vampire themed, vampire coded. Obviously the bats behind the chairs. There's vampires kind of pegged to the walls. This is just quite the experience, let me tell you. So while I'm sitting here, I figured might as well just do some research on some of these monsters. And Count Dracula, he's been around for a while. We first learned about him through Bram Stoker's novel Dracula, which was published in 1897. Pretty cool. I'm gonna look up and see when he was first introduced as a universal monster. So he was solidified as a universal monster in 1931 when the movie Dracula first came to theaters. So that kind of put a stamp on him in pop culture, which is pretty cool. That's one of the things that I appreciate so much about the Universal monsters. Even though I'm not the biggest fan, I love that the fandom has been around for so long. I love that a lot of these monsters are based on movies that are from the 1930s. That is so cool that they've been able to maintain that lore for so long. I love that so much. I love when people kind of rally behind a fandom like that. All right, my food has arrived. This meatloaf looks very tasty. I'm excited. I'm also very excited about the mashed potatoes beneath. That sounds very good. And then also we've got this creepy guy. Look at him chilling. The maggots. Good thing they're like chocolate. Again, not Nick coated at all, but I'm excited to try it. Okay, so this is a very minor detail, but I love that the napkins are red. And look at the silverware, it's black. We love theming. This is so good. Here is an example of some of the portraits that are on the walls. Don't fully understand what's happening here. Looks like the vampires maybe are battling the humans. Again, it's giving Twilight. That's my frame of reference, I guess, when it comes to vampires. I just noticed that there are helmets that resemble the helmets that those soldiers were wearing in that portrait up here on the light post. Looks like the maybe the vampires have, you know. Also, as you exit, this little girl is in the window, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Okay, so that was a very good meal. The meatloaf was super tasty. It was not dry at all. There was a lot of flavor. I loved the sauce that was on the meatloaf. The mashed potatoes had a lot of flavor. There weren't as many vegetables as I anticipated there being, but it was still delicious nonetheless. And the dessert also was so light. It was fluffy. A lot of people don't like this word, but it's so accurate for this. It was very moist. I don't know, big fan. I loved the crunch from the maggots. Obviously, they weren't real maggots, but it was good. I loved it. I was a big fan of the food there. I would definitely get that meatloaf again. I think it's hard because some of these dishes around the park are very like warm dishes, and on a hot day, it's not the most ideal type of food. But I think if as it gets cooler, maybe during the fall, maybe during Halloween, definitely go back and get that again. But very good. I don't think I'd put it on my favorites at Universal list, but good nonetheless, and a very cool experience, especially for those that love their monsters. All right, so we are standing here outside of Frankenstein Manor, which is where you can ride Monsters Unchained, which is like the marquee attraction here in Dark University. Now, it is delayed right now, but I did get the chance to ride it earlier, so I'm going to show you guys some of the pre-show right now, and then we'll hop back on and I'll give you guys some of my thoughts on this attraction.
Igor, you're bothering our guests. Send them in. I'm ready for them. Yes, Doctor. The doctor will see you now.
Stop! They were afraid of what you've done. But you will see. There's nothing to fear. Show them.
At once, Doctor.
Lower the lights, quickly. Now. These people are friends. See? There's nothing to be afraid of. He is amazing, better than the original. He is the key to our most exciting experiment. For years, I have studied and controlled the monsters that prowl the darkness. And only one remains. I will control my ultimate challenge. Count Dracula. Calm yourself! That wasn't us.
Silence, creature. I will destroy you and
These two just don't get along. The Dracula experiment is the last piece of the puzzle. And with your help, the world will never see the name Frankenstein the same again. Open the doors!
Again, as someone who does not typically enjoy things like horror or Halloween Horror Nights, or does not have a lot of information about the Universal monsters, I love this attraction so much. The animatronics in this attraction are absolutely incredible. The technology behind it are phenomenal. The queue is it definitely sets the tone for the attraction for sure. There's just certain effects in there that are incredible. Spoiler warning, and if you don't want to be spoiled, I'm gonna share some of my favorite moments from the ride right now, but that would be the werewolf. Wolfman was just so cool. Like, he's epic, and the way that there's a moment where he like swoops at you, and it's just so fun. There's a couple of like jump scares. Quasimodo is swinging in one of the bells, and he's just kind of like out of nowhere. I also love the Mummy. The Mummy is my favorite animatronic. Inside of there, he's up on the ceiling and he's like hanging there and swooping down at you. It is just It is so thrilling. It is so cool. And again, for someone who is typically, honestly, scared of a lot of these things, it does have that intimidation factor, but it's not overly horrific. And so I appreciate it. It's a fun ride. And as someone who is just a theme park fan and just loves like seeing the development that and how far we've come with theme parks and rides like this, it's definitely a must-do on your trip to Epic Universe for sure. Okay, outside of Frankenstein Manor, there's this like cool-looking shape that if you stand in the center, it echoes off the wall and it creates this really cool sound effect. I don't know that the mic is going to pick that up, and I wish that you guys could hear what I'm hearing, but don't forget that. When you come to Frankenstein Manor, take a second, stand here, and let your voice echo off these walls. I do hear some chimes happening right now, which means that the Burning Blade is about to set fire. Anytime that you hear the chimes happening in Darkmoor, you'll know that the Burning Blade's wheels are about to start turning and fire is amongst us. So let's go check that out. The Burning Blade Tavern is, if you are staring at Frankenstein Manor, if you look to the left, there's going to be this pathway that will take you around the corner over to the Burning Blade. This stand right here is actually where you guys can see, if you've seen the Frankenstein monster pretzel that a lot of people have been trying, that's where you can get that. And then here is the Burning Blade. There it goes. That's so fun. Underneath the Burning Blade is a little restaurant called the Burning Blade Tavern. It's a bar and they have bites to eat as well. I want to come back when it's a little bit darker because I feel like that picks up a little bit more of the vibe of Dark Universe. So we'll go back and check it out in a little bit. Something that has been down lately during these previews is Curse of the Werewolf. This is a roller coaster attraction that spins. Think Guardians of the Galaxy, but outdoors and not as long of a track. Here's part of the track right here. This one's a fun one. Luke and I did this one together and he enjoyed it. It's not my favorite attraction here at Epic Universe, but it's fun nonetheless. And there's a little pop-up shop, the Guild of Mystics, out here outside of Curse of the Werewolf, and they've got some fun specific merchandise to Curse of the Werewolf. I really like this t-shirt. Let me show you guys a closer look at it. I love themed merch to like specific attractions, and this one's incredible. Beware of the full moon, and then it says the village of Darkmoor can't escape the curse of the werewolf. I love that so much. A+ Universal. Running into a friend here. Hello, how are you? It's great to see you. Beautiful day in Darkmoor. I love that we've seen the Invisible Man twice now, just kind of like walking around here in Darkmoor. Also, I found Igor.
I am the best. And I'm also drop dead gorgeous.
Yes, you are.
Emphasis on the dead.
Live your truth.
I will live my truth. How you doing there, Huffly Puffly?
Good, how are you, Igor? It's great
I'm
to see
good.
you. I got to go visit the manor earlier today. It was very nice.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, you did a great job. But I was concerned about you at the end
I'm
there.
a good driver.
You were, yeah, you know.
What happened at the end, no problem.
Okay, you're fine.
If it happens to you,
Yeah,
and a bunch of bats grab
Correct.
you and kill you, no problem.
but you were okay.
Get jumper cables, positive, negative, ka-ching.
You're good to go.
You're good to go.
Did the
We're
mo-
back, baby.
The monster helped you with that then. I love it.
Of course, Dr. Victoria and
Yeah.
the other creatures, they all join in. They've all been trained to grab positive, negative, ka-ching.
And you're good to go.
We're
You're like
back
one big
in
family, really.
Yes.
Yeah, you're close.
Most of those monsters are just misunderstood.
Aren't we all?
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, Igor. Can I get a selfie with you?
Oh,
That was so fun. I'm learning more and more about Igor and him being the assistant at the manor. So I'm finally feeling a little bit more equipped to be able to like have those conversations and talk to some of these characters. But again, that's only because of my time here in Darkmoor at Dark Universe. Outside of that, I would have had no idea what to say to him. So that was a fun interaction. I'm gonna head out of Dark Universe for a little bit, explore some of the rest of the park, but the next time that you see me, I'll be back here and it'll be a little bit darker out. And just like that, we are back in Darkmoor. So the park closes at 8 p.m. tonight. The sun doesn't set till 8:11. So we're not gonna be able to see Darkmoor in all of its dark glory, but it is dusk. Feels a little, there's a little more ambiance to it already. I'll show you guys some more of the stuff here in Darkmoor. So one of the cool experiences that you can do here in Darkmoor is the monster makeup experience. It's a full monster transformation. They have it for adults and for children. There's different options where you can just get your face painted, but you also can get your face painted and a full costume. Costumes are around the corner inside. I'm gonna show you guys what those look like. All right, we have entered one of the stores, and here's a look at some of the costumes. So we've got Creature from the Black Lagoon. And then around the corner here, you've got some vampires, a little Dracula for an adult or for a kiddo. Pretty fun. This is the experience over here. That's what the makeup chair looks like. Transformations are currently happening. I think if the boys had to choose, they'd probably go with the werewolf. I think it's fun. I could totally see Ethan rocking this. I think it'd be really cute. This is fun. This is the first time that I'm noticing this. This is some of the merchandise from the Burning Blade Tavern, which is where we're headed to next. Pretty cool. I like this t-shirt. The violinists hang out around the world on a regular basis, and they're like storytellers. Not only do they play music, but they're also telling stories as well. All right, coming back to the Burning Blade Tavern. I'm not going to get anything to eat or drink because we only have a few minutes before the park closes, but I did want you guys to see what it looked like on the inside. They do have a drink that's actually one of my favorites that I've had here at Epic Universe. Also, it's like its own little world in here. It's a cool little bar. There's some monsters up on the wall that the hounds that kind of patrol the area have taken care of. But yeah, so they've got a Darkthorn mead here. It's a black currant boysenberry vanilla with pink peppercorn infusion. I'm showing you guys a video of it right now. It is very tasty. I like it a lot. But the details inside of here behind the bar are really cool. They've got some garlic to ward off the vampires. You know, there's a spear gun for, I don't know. It's definitely themed really, really well. It's a cool place to come hang out. Not necessarily Nick's vibe, I guess you could say, but I do enjoy it. And I keep thinking about what all of this is going to be like for Halloween, and I think it's going to be really special. So the park is getting ready to close, but Monsters Unchained is back open, so I'm gonna hop on it one last time with Hunter, and I'll report back afterwards. It's definitely giving creepy. There's an ambiance. Hunter is walking onto Monsters Unchained with some cinnamon bites from Food Good. Is the food good?
Delicious.
Since we're hopping in the queue, I'm going to show you guys more of the queue, not just the pre-show. So let's head into the manor. Here we go. Into the manor. The Frankenstein manor. I'm not going to lie, right around the corner already, terrifying. Watch what happens at the end of the hallway. You see it? See those blinking letters? Terrifying. Organs for transport? No, thank you. There's Victoria Frankenstein. Also over here above the fireplace is a photo of the OG Frankenstein and his bride. And this right here is the original Frankenstein monster. Terrifying. You know, the Vikings earlier said that they don't do science. But let me tell you something. A Frankensteins absolutely do. They are all about that science. I would like to point out that in a lot of the attractions here at Epic Universe, you do have to go up some stairs, but they do have accommodations for those who are not able to do the stairs. So there he is, Mr. Frankenstein. This is probably the most terrifying room in the manor. Nope, that was a werewolf. Count me out. Definitely a lot of energy transformation going on in here. Look at the bat. It's giving vampire. Oh yeah, that's where all the energy is being transformed from. And here's Victoria Frankenstein herself.
Get the right one. You sit, he goes steals, nothing goes wrong. Yes? Don't look at that. This is just the emergency feature function. All according to plan. You're bothering my guests. I'm ready for that. Yes, doctor. Doctor. We'll see now. This is fun, yes?
Everything that I said about that attraction earlier, I still stand by. The animatronics are just, they're so good. It's next level ride system, next level animatronics. Very impressed. It's not dark, but the sun is definitely set. So we'll do just a little walk out of Dark Universe together, because the park is technically closed. You guys can enjoy some of the ambiance, and I promise we'll come back and do more nighttime at Dark Universe eventually. It definitely changes the mood of Darkmoor when you're here at night. There's the steakhouse. That's going to do it for this vlog here in Dark Universe. It's a little mini vlog for you guys, but that is my guide to doing Dark Universe as a scaredy cat. Had a lot of fun, got to see some really cool things. There's definitely more to explore and experience, like Curse of the Werewolf is down. It's a fun attraction. I feel like you could just spend so much time just taking your time soaking in everything that is in that world. But I feel that way about all of the worlds here at Epic Universe. Hope you guys had fun following along. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you all. Like and subscribe. And yeah, I don't know. Does this mean I'm ready for Halloween Horror Nights? Let me know in the comments if you think so. I don't think I am.